we're going to go beyond stick figures today. Most people, they try to draw and they say, I can only draw stick figures. Now that's not a bad thing. We're going to take our stick figure drawing and we're going to do something with it. We can't really do a lot with this design here. I mean, he's standing with his arms out and his legs out. We can't really have him do anything other than just kind of stand there. But we can do the same kind of thing, and we're going to do this two different ways. So one way, we're going to draw the body, but we're going to use two lines. And then draw a curved line on the top and a line on the bottom. And now we have a body. Let's go put a head in here. See, now, instead of there just being a stick, we actually have a body, and we can put buttons down the shirt, or we can put a pocket, or we can put a bandolier over one shoulder. We can do a lot of stuff that we can't do with that one. We're going to draw stick legs, but we're going to draw two sticks. So right here at the edge, we'll draw a straight line, and then here in the middle, down a little, we're going to draw the straight line. Some creases in them to make them slacks. We can make them cargo pants. We can make a hole in the knee. We can do all kinds of stuff. Give them a belt. Feet. Here's the easy way to do feet. You draw a straight line on the bottom and a curved line on the top. And there's a foot. Straight line on the bottom, curved line on the top. This one's a little shorter because the toe is kind of pointing at us. Now for the arms, we're going to do something a little different. Yeah, we can draw a straight line, and we can draw two straight lines. But if we draw two straight lines and then another two straight lines, now he can put his hand on his hip. And we can draw two straight lines and draw two straight llines, and he can be waving at us. Easy way to do a hand, draw a box, because your hand, if you make a fist, your hand is pretty much just a box. Then draw a thumb right there. I didn't even have to draw four fingers. I just do another box and put a couple lines in there. There we go. He's telling us to stop. So here's another one we can do. We draw a capital I and a head, right? Then we're going to draw our legs at the ends here. We're not going to draw them coming out like that, like a stick figure. We're going to have them come out like this. And we're going to bend them slightly. So here's a guy with a completely awkward pose. Matter of fact, here's something else we can do. We can put a little circle on each joint, including the feet. We'll draw some little triangles for the feet. This is called ball and stick. And this is a common way of drawing people. We'll draw some circles here for the shoulders, and draw a line and a ball, and a line and a ball, and we'll draw a line and a ball, and a line and a ball. So he's pretty much a stick figure with little circles on him. Here's where these circles come in place. First of all, they let you know where your joint is, but we can connect these and get some meat on him. This way is very easy to pose. Now, it's harder to clean up because we have to get rid of all these lines in here, and if you drew too dark like I did, they're not really going to get erased. You have to do a lot of cleanup for this. There's another way to draw that's easier to clean up, but a little bit harder to pose. So let's have a rib cage, and then we're going to draw a couple of hips. And we're going to draw one leg going back and one leg going straight down. Have kind of a ballet pose here. Then we're going to have one arm going back. Now notice what I'm not doing. I'm not drawing the outline of a person. If you try to draw a person, just an outline, it's really hard to know where to go. And then once you've made it, you end up with something that looks like a graham cracker or something. It just doesn't look very good. And they say, I can't draw. Well, we're not going to try to draw them all at once like this. We're going to try to break it up into some smaller pieces. So we're going to draw almost like a carrot there, and then an overlapping carrot, and then we're going to draw a little box for the hand, and a box for the hand, and we've got somebody actually doing something. If I was going to do this with a ball and stick method, I'd do the same thing. I'd draw letter I. But this one has a lot of cleanup to do. There's a lot of little lines and stuff. This one doesn't. This is a lot easier to clean up. I just have these overlaps between the joints. And you've got kind of a solid person. And then from here, we can put some clothing on. Give her some kind of a leotard or something, and some lace-up boots of some kind. And then we'll give her some eyes and a mouth and some hair that kind of flows away a bit. And we've got a decent person this way. If I want to draw somebody running, I'm going to do the same kind of thing. There's a balloon on a string. I'm going to make a little oval here for the rib cage. Now we're going to make this a little bit narrower because we're seeing the person from the side instead of the front. And we're going to draw one leg this way. Notice how this is kind of straight in the front and this kind of curved in the back. This is the way your muscle kind of works. This is mostly bone here, all your muscles in the back. And I'm going to draw like a thick carrot that way, slightly bent. Here's the gal's feet. Now then for the shoulders and the arms, we're going to draw one arm going frontwards and one arm going kind of across the body like this. We probably won't see this part here because it'll be behind the body. Once I've got this one, I can go ahead and I'll try how to put a dress on people. Some people, they'll draw a dress, they'll draw a girl here, and they'll draw a dress and then draw feet sticking out. But see, the clothing is draping on your leg and will actually form to the shape of the leg here. So even if you don't see this part of the leg because it's behind a skirt, you draw it anyway, because we're going to draw the dress on top and have it flowing back a little bit, and then we're going to erase the parts you can't see. And this is why you want to draw lightly, because if you can't erase, then you'll have a see-through dress, and you don't want that. We'll draw a high-heel shoe flying off. And then for the rest of the clothing, all we really need to do is add a sleeve. And part of that sleeve here, and this part of the arm is behind her body. And then what we learned how to draw heads the other day, we can draw a circle and a jawline. And then we can draw some hair flowing back in the wind. And to make her look like she's really running, we're going to put a shadow under her. She's actually taking a step here, but when you run, you actually do get both feet off the ground. So at some point when you're running, you can draw a shadow underneath you and no part of you is actually touching the ground. But this is a couple of ways on how to draw people. Once you're done, you can color these in, or ink them in, or shade them in and draw them darker with pencil lines and add more detail. But that's the easy part. The hard part's doing this, and if you know how to break a person down into smaller segments, it's a little easier to draw a person.